All right, Ron Goodall, FightHype.com. Would you mind being able to let the world know a little bit about yourself and who you are?
My name is Emiliano Moreno. I fight at 147, and I was the main sparring for Devin Haney.
Word?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're talking about for the Ryan Garcia fight.
Yeah,
right?
for the Ryan Garcia fight.
How was that experience like, working with Devin, or being essentially Devin's chief main sparring partner?
It was amazing. You know, I learned a lot working with the undisputed champ. We built a good relationship, and yeah, we were going toe to toe. I felt like he was ready, and he was looking very sharp in sparring.
Obviously, we can't go in details in sparring, right? So, I mean, all the specifics and stuff like that, what stays in sparring, right?
Yeah.
But you mentioned went toe-to-toe, right? So that means it was obviously good work.
Yeah.
Because I've seen Devin, essentially not have the same sparring partners consistently for probably obvious reasons, right?
Yeah. He liked me a lot. He kept me. We went to California. He took me to California, paid for the expenses, and then we came back to Vegas to keep on sparring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And obviously, I'm assuming he liked the work that he was getting in this, right? Yeah. So, what did he tell you, like, after the sparring sessions and things like that? Was there any compliments or any type of...
Yeah, it was compliments. He was just telling me, like, tips and stuff and what I could work on. But for the most part, it was compliments. He was telling me that I'm going to be a world champion.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot?
6 foot or 6'1". I haven't checked. Yeah.
And you're orthodox, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have a really good lead left hook then, right? Because that's what they needed for this.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's all right.
It's all right? I mean, is that you just being flattering, compliment, just kind of downplaying it? Or, like, you can tell me, like, do you have a pretty sharp left hook or a pretty good...
I'd say my best punch is my left hook, or my left hook to the body.
Yeah. Okay. So, in preparation for this, you guys went a lot of toe-to-toe. They probably expected left hooks. They brought you in. You're 6 foot tall, 147, a big guy.
Yeah.
So they were ready with someone like you. Were you surprised? Were you actually surprised at the outcome afterwards, or were you kind of like not shocked because of the fact that you were their main sparring partner?
Well, I'm just surprised at everybody else. I thought he was truly ready for the fight, and what I saw in sparring was not what I saw in the fight.
And when you meant like in sparring, as in like the game plan was different, do you think? Like, did you think Devin fought a little bit more riskier, as in coming?
Yeah, I think it was that Ryan got into his head a little bit with the weight, and with just what he was saying and stuff. But yeah, I felt like the game plan was a little bit different when in the fight versus sparring. Because in sparring, he was looking very sharp, dodging a lot of punches, landing a lot of punches. So yeah, I saw a whole different like Devin in that night.
Is it safe to say that outside of maybe the antics, but that left hook in the first minute that hit Devin, did you see Devin being visibly, I guess, buzzed and was never able to recover from that, or?
I think it did throw him off a lot from what he had planned, and getting caught cold like that in the first round is very bad, and I just think it did like knock him off his game plan and kind of throw him off track for the rest of the fight.
Do you think he should have started to box more, or do you think the idea of going forward was necessary?
I felt like he was looking too much for the knockout. I felt like he was trying to. I felt like he should have boxed more. He should have boxed at least until he recovered. Then maybe risk again a little bit, be ready for the left hook again. But when he got hit with that left hook, he just kind of kept going forward, and it just kept giving Ryan the opportunity to throw it more often.
How many times have you sparred Devin, or got to spar Devin?
I sparred him about 7 times.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, you were legitly his main go-to guy.
Yeah.
How did you guys link up? How did you guys connect?
Well, Frank from Top Rank was Devin was doing good, was kind of overpowering his sparring, so he needed some more to step it up a little bit. So Frank kind of like pointed him towards me, and then we started sparring. In the first sparring, he liked it. In the second sparring, he liked it. Third sparring, we just kept going from there.
You not just only sparred Devin, right? I'm assuming you sparred other world champions, right?
I sparred Landy Lara for his fight too. And I worked with Tim Zhu when I was 17.
Oh, wow.
I worked with Ryo when I was 16, 17. I worked with right now. I helped Bartholomew for this upcoming fight. But yeah, I've sparred Elvis Rodriguez from Wildcard, a bunch of people from Wildcard. But yeah, I've worked with a bunch of.
I mean, you know, so like I said, I was assuming that Devin had to have some sort of at least preparation, getting some really insanely good work. You know, I'm sure there's sparring, so obviously with sparring we can't talk specifically in there those details. But do you think those 3 pounds made a difference because he sparred a guy so much bigger than him, or is it because he was probably not ideally the same version that you got to spar?
I think 3 pounds. I think the 3 pounds like it could throw anyone off. You know, when your opponent comes in 3 pounds overweight, it's just like kind of ruins it. It just kind of gets in your head, especially because the disrespect he was showing for the sport and just straight to Devin. You know, I felt like it got to him, and during the night of the fight, I just felt like he was in the right state of mind when he was fighting.
You know, being Devin's main sparring partner for Ryan, and I know this is a long shot, right? Ryan's like a big superstar at this point, but, you know, you got to spar Devin. Ryan essentially is a welterweight at this point, right? I mean, is it safe to say that your left hook versus his left hook, would you have a better left hook, and would you give Ryan problems?
I think, I wouldn't say I have a better left hook than him, but I'd say he wouldn't hit me with the left foot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And why is that?
Just because I work on a lot of defense. I work on a lot of defense every single day. I have good blocks. You know, I block a lot. I duck under whenever I finish throwing, and I just feel like the left hook is really all he has. And if I can get rid of that, or if I can get ready for that, then I'll come up on top.
You sparred Ryo, you said, right?
Yeah.
Before. Ryo's going to be fighting Pitbull Cruz.
That's going to be a good fight.
Yeah? That was going to be my follow-up question. Is there a winner that you have in that fight?
I'm going for Ryo.
Yeah?
I'm going for Ryo.
Does Ryo hit really hard?
Yeah. Something I like about Ryo is he's a good finisher.
Yeah.
He's a good finisher. Like, if he hurts you, he'll take you out. And I think he hits hard, so I think it'll be a good fight.
You say good finisher, like outside of TV, like was he finishing guys in the gym that you were around, or was he?
Yeah, when I was around, he was.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, you're a 147 pounder, so I mean, sparring Ryo, I'm not saying he's a small guy, right? But what would you rank his power with some of the people that you sparred with?
Well, I did spar him like 2-3 years ago, so ever since then things have changed, and my body's grown stronger.
Yeah.
But he's probably up there with one of the punchers that I've sparred.
Who would you say is the hardest puncher that you've been in the ring with?
Probably Tim Zhu.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's obviously no brainer.
Yeah.
When did you spar Tim? Was it previously for the Fedora, or?
No. It was back when I was 17. What fight was it?
Getting ready for.
It's like, how old are you right now?
18. I'm turning 19.
So what, Tony Harrison?
Harrison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, he was busy in the Tony Harrison fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Tim Zhu's going to be fighting Virgil Ortiz.
Yeah, I saw that.
What was your thoughts on that? I mean,
I'd like to get some work in with him. I'd like to help him out for that fight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, would Virgil be in trouble if, you know, you linked up with Tim to get him ready for that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Obviously, Tim wants to rematch with Fedora.
Yeah.
Did you think it was unfortunate about the cut that happened?
Yeah, the cut, it did play a big role in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Your division's about to get really busy, stacked, open up. Jerron Ennis is in there.
Yeah.
Mario Barrios is about to defend his title against Marcos Maidana's brother, Fabian. Stanionis is going to fight an amateur rival, Gabriel Mastre. Those two guys.
Oh, yeah.
Next week. And I think Brian Norman is about to fight Stan Tillion, if I'm saying it right, the one that beat up Alexa Rocha, knocked him 3 times. And then Dronis versus Cody Crowley. By all means, the whole landscape has changed since Crawford and Spence went up.
Yeah.
Who do you think is the best guy in the division, and who do you want?
I think the best guy in the division right now is John Ennis.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get him, but not now. Probably maybe in a couple years, maybe 3 years. Once I'm 22, 23, I'll be ready for him.
Why do you think Jaron Ennis is the best in the division?
He has power, speed, skill. He just has everything that can offer, and he's just like a good, well-rounded fighter. Like very sharp in everything he does.
And a little bit last couple questions about you. Where did you start boxing? Like, where was your home? Like, how did you get into the sport?
Well, I'm from Long Beach, California, and I started boxing when I was maybe 10 years old. So I've been boxing for about 8-9 years. And I started boxing because my brother got into boxing, but he's not into boxing anymore. But my brother got into it, and I saw him, and I just felt like I wanted to try it out because I was always like a athletic. Like, I played sports like soccer, basketball, but I felt like boxing, something attracted me to boxing because, like, boxing, it's like it all relies on you. Like, usually in soccer or basketball, you have a team to rely on, or sometimes it's not your fault when y'all lose, but in boxing, it's just purely you.
And, you know, when you were working out in Long Beach, and you obviously are now here in Vegas, did you go through the amateurs? Did you do a little bit of that before you turned pro?
I did 6 amateur fights because I was working, like, when I first started boxing, probably a year in boxing, I was working with David Benavidez. So probably like 7-8 years ago, I started working with him, but we went our own ways maybe like 3 years ago. But yeah, so with that, I went kind of more the professional route. So I was fighting professional, or I was getting ready to fight professionally. I turned professional at 15. So
oh shit! So where were you doing? Where were your first pro fights at?
They were in Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like kind of like a Canelo story, turning pro at 15 and fighting grown men.
Yeah. But yeah, we were more the professional route. So we did like 6 amateur fights. But then we just did a bunch of sparring with a bunch of pros. I was sparring with pros when I was 14, 15. Ryan Garcia gym, wild card, and you know, we felt like we was ready, and we turned pro at 15, and we've been going on ever since.
My last question is, when are you fighting again?
May 22nd, Pro Box TV.
You know a little bit about your opponent?
I know a little bit about him. He's kind of fights like this a little bit, so I'll definitely be going around the gloves and around the elbows, and then opening him up through the middle.
You know, with that being said, turning pro pretty early, you're about a fight coming up soon. The fight fans are probably going to be really intrigued to follow your journey. So where can they follow you? Do you have social media? Do you do the whole social media thing?
Yeah, I have social media, but I'm not really active on it, but I do post a little bit. My social media on Instagram, I only have Instagram. Instagram is Emiliano Moreno _7, but my father and trainer has Instagram as well, and he posts more about me, so his Instagram is Jaime Moreno Official.
Okay, and then if they want any more details, you know, they'll follow the Instagram, and then we'll be keeping out on Pro Box.
Yeah, on Pro Box TV.
Awesome, appreciate it.